Hi, everyone. This is Terri from Terri Loves Books, and I'm here today with Alyne Hart. Hi, Alyne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm really
Good.
excited.
Me
This is
too.
this is one of my pop-up interviews. As I've said before, one of my favorite things to do is to sit down and just talk with people one-on-one over some coffee or something of a little stronger sense, but it is the morning here. So what are you drinking today, Alyne?
I have a cappuccino, my second of the day. I'm getting real hyper.
Awesome. Okay, well, hang on, guys. I'm drinking, it's a new tea I found, turmeric and ginger.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is good. I like it. So the pop-up interviews are just my chance to get to talk to people a little bit more intimate about writing and reading and their works and whatever it is that they're working on at the moment. So, Alyne, why don't you tell us a little bit about what kind of books you write and what you're working on right now?
I write contemporary romance, leaning more towards the steamy category. And I've got so many projects going on right now. I'm writing book 2 in my Men of Evansdale County series, which is How We Fall. It is Dean's brother Finn. I'm also writing the follow-up to Rocking Autumn, which is Rocking Forever. I'm a little stuck on that one right now. And then I just headed up and I'm organizing and I can't say the word right now, anthology that's coming out at Christmas. It's going to be me and 9 other authors. So,
Wow.
I'm really.
Can you tell us what the theme is going to be besides Christmas, or is it just a Christmas theme?
It's going to be any holiday from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and we're allowing each author to kind of pick their own story. We're going with small town holidays. So
I read a series of books over Christmas. Christmas Falls was the small town that all these books took place in.
Oh.
And I had to read every single one of them. Like the second I finished one of them, I had to get the next one.
Yeah.
And I've never really read Christmas books before. I've watched the Hallmark movies, obviously.
Right.
But the Christmas books it was totally different. And and they were really almost sappy sweet. But I just was like sucked in.
And I love Hallmark Christmas movies, and I'm sort of a Hallmark movie junkie anyway. It's sort of my secret that I have. But I love the Hallmark Christmas movies, and I think that's kind of why I've never really read a Christmas book, but I'm excited to kind of play around with that a little bit.
Well, that'll be fun. I'll have to have you come back and we'll talk about that when it comes out.
For sure. Yeah.
Who's behind you?
Oh, that is my stuffed sloth, Mr. Beauregard. He's my best friend.
Mr. Beauregard.
Mr. Okay. Beauregard.
All right. So let me ask you a couple questions real quick.
Yeah.
Just about your writing and anything you're reading and stuff like that. You mentioned that you're a little stuck in what books you're writing on right now. So what do you do when you get stuck?
I do a couple of things. First of all, sometimes I just set it to the side because I feel like when I write and my heart isn't in it and I don't know where I'm going, it's going to show in my writing. The other thing I do is I sit and I play something I call the what if game. And I did it with Rocking Autumn when I got a little bit stuck too, because I really hated where I was going with a certain plot point, and it just didn't feel emotionally connected to me. So I just played what if. And so I sit down and I say, well, what if this? What if this? What if this? And when something clicks with me that's just right, then I just kind of go with it. So
okay.
Yeah.
I see you've got some flowers there on your desk. Are those real?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
I really like those.
They were a nice surprise the other day.
Oh, awesome. So I know you just finished an audiobook contract.
I finished the contract and he's halfway done with it. It's so exciting.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that process and how you got started and why you did it and all that good stuff?
Okay. So when I started publishing books, I didn't really know where I wanted to go with it. I didn't know if I wanted it to be a hobby, if I wanted to make money from it, where I wanted to go. So this year I decided I want to try and make a career of it. I mean, that's really where I want to go. So I sat down and I made a goal list. And one of my goals was to start getting into audiobooks. I know so many readers are really into the audiobooks. I feel like that's kind of like where readership is going right now. I see so many people doing it. So I just, on a whim, through you upload sort of part of your manuscript that producers will read back to you, and you throw out, kind of what you're willing to offer. Like, you can offer to pay so much per hour, or you can do a profit share. I went with a profit share, and I was really surprised when I got auditions back for both of my manuscripts. It was really exciting, and to listen to hear someone read your words back and give life to them and give life to your characters, it's something I can't even describe. I'm having such a blast with it, just hearing what they're doing with it, and all of a sudden my characters are actually alive. It's crazy.
It's probably pretty close to having them in a movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's so much fun.
Now, did your interpretation of your characters and your narrator's interpretation of your characters, did they sync?
They did, because so what they do is they read the book first, and then they get back to you with questions, and then they ask me questions about, tell me about, so let's say right now the one that I'm listening to is Dean and Emma, and I gave them all kinds of character notes. Here's what I think he sounds like. Here's what his character is like. Here's what, just everything about that person, so that when they read it back, they already kind of have that character in their head. And there was one that he kind of surprised me with, but I ended up really liking it. There is a character named Mama Rose. It's Dean's grandma, and I hadn't really pictured. She says some Irish words, but I never pictured her with an Irish accent. But he gave her one, and it was all of a sudden like my heart kind of fluttered. It was really cool, yeah. But if you don't like something that they're doing, you let them know, and they'll go back and correct it for you, because they want you to be successful too, and they want to be successful. So
okay, so do you have like an infinite number of times you can go back and say you need to change this, or is it like you can make 4 corrections or something?
That I don't know. I know that every chapter gets posted individually, and then there's a little link for me to ask for corrections, which I haven't had to so far. He made one little error in his speech, but then he corrected it himself. So
okay.
Yeah.
And so when will that be coming out?
So he is really motivated. I got a BookBub promotion that comes out on March 6th. And so he's really motivated to get that ready for that March 6th. So he's busting out those chapters. He's already halfway through. So we're shooting for a March 6th for that book.
That's like a week sometime, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And then the other one should be out. I believe our due date is March 24th is when Rocking Autumn should be out.
So what's the first book you're doing audio for?
The first one I put in for was Rocking Autumn, but my producer for The Space Between Us is, he's more motivated apparently.
What about The Island? Will you ever put The Island on audio?
I don't know. My relationship with that book is really different. I mean, I wrote it 6 years ago. And to me, and I know that people like that book, but to me, that writing is not reflective of who I am now. And so I'm really on the fence with that one. I'm really torn about what I want to do with that one.
That makes sense. I mean, that was your first book, and that's probably a little bit more intimate to you than all the other ones are.
Yeah, and the circumstances under which I wrote it, I'm really on the fence as to where to go with that. I'm even almost thinking about tearing that book apart, sort of reworking it, and really, I don't know. I started rereading it the other day, and I was like, oh, I hate this, but then again, yeah.
Well, do you read your books after you write them and after they're in?
I do. I give it one final read through when I get the paperback, just because, one, it's really cool to see your words in writing, and two, I want to make sure that the formatting is right and that the story is 100% perfect. So yeah.
And I see you got a tattoo on your wrist.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a cat. I don't know if you can see it all the way. If I twist my arm, it's
okay. You like cats?
I am a cat lady. I'm a crazy cat lady through and through. Yeah.
Okay, so you said, I'm sorry if I'm going to get this wrong.
You're
You're working on book 2 of The Men of Evansdale?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a made-up county.
Okay, and then you're working on book 2 of, Rock and Autumn book 2.
Yes.
Okay, and is it going to be the same people or different people?
Yes. So the Men of Evansdale County is following 4 different people.
Okay.
But Rocking Autumn is just going to follow Jackson Autumn.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then you got an anthology coming up this Christmas?
Yes. So excited about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Excuse me. It's been lots of fun. I've wanted to connect with you. We connected almost a year ago today. Oh, not today, but just like.
Pretty close. This summer. Yeah.
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 Awesome. And you're going to a book signing in Seattle.
Yes.
When and where?
So that is
said where, but when?
July 14th in Seattle at the Hilton at the airport. I might have gotten that all wrong, but yeah, July 14th in Seattle.
What's the name of it?
Readers and Writers Seattle.
Seattle. Okay. Awesome. And where can people find you online?
At AlyneHart.com.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'll make sure, and when I post this, I'll have all the links down below.
Okay.
And everybody can go and like your page and all the other good stuff and buy your books.
Great. Thank you so much, Terri.
Huh?
I said thank you. It was fun. I've been wanting to talk to you too.
How about we'll do a cheer to send everybody off.
Cheers.
Okay. As always, it's really important to me in everything I do to get my message across, and only because it's a message that it's taken me way more years to believe in than I would like to admit, and that is believe you can fly, and you can. So thank you, Alyne.
Alyne.
My southern accent's kicking in. This southern gal. I didn't bring my iced tea. I should have brought my sweet tea. Then it would have been just fine. All right, thank you. Alyne, if you stay on the line just a minute, we'll wrap it up. All right.